Everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Brittany. Thank you for joining me today. We have a new makeup tutorial. It's been a little while since I've done a makeup tutorial, but I did a poll on my Instagram story, so thank you for those of you who voted for this look. This is a very nice transition that we're going into the holidays now, into the Thanksgiving season now that we are in November. I thought this would be a nice way to start things off. But if you're interested in how to create this look using these shades and this palette, please stay tuned. And if you don't have any of these colors, please use whatever you have at home or something similar. I'm pretty sure some of you may have similar colors to this palette. So if you would like to see how I created this look, then go ahead and please keep watching. I always like to start by priming my face, and the one that I have been into right now as a primer is the First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer Moisturizer, safe for sensitive skin. I just recently bought this, and if you follow me on Instagram, you already know I kind of talked about it in a little story thing. But this is, wow, I'm actually really surprised about this little primer. I like putting on first just so that it can sink into my skin once I'm doing my eye makeup, and I like to apply it on the center of the nose and bring it outwards like this. I learned this from Jeannie, so thank you, girl. We have a little friend here. His name is Pablo Escobar. I popped him today. Yeah. I was just over it. It was just hanging on for dear life, and I was just like, yeah, no. But anyways, back to this primer. It's meant for all types of skin. So if you're dry, oily, combination, sensitive, it's not a very illuminating, heavy, as you can see, but it does fill in the pores and little fine lines, and it has not accentuated my little lines on here. We're going to prime with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm in the shade Medium, and I have been enjoying this right now for a primer because it just blanks out everything. You know my favorite is the I Love Essence Eyeshadow Primer, but this has been working really well for me. I kind of stopped using it on my under eyes because it just got a little bit drying for me, to be completely honest. And I don't know, it just hasn't been working for me. It's been creasing, and I've just been using it for my eyeshadow primer. Today, for the palette that we're going to use is the Morphe 3502. That's the sister to the Morphe 350. But if you have similar shades, please use them. You do not have to get this palette and purchase it. But this is what she looks like. I'm pretty sure if you've seen it all over Instagram, YouTube, this is it. You have a little sleeve. They have names on them, which is really nice. This is the cover of it. And then this is the back of it, which they did not have that before. I'm going to get my favorite little blending brush. I got some cumbia going on right now. This is the Beige Cosmetics 101 brush. The little name came off, but it's okay. I'm going to use the shade Universal, which is a skin tone color, at least close to mine, which is this first one right here. And gotta tap off some of the excess. I'm just gonna set the primer in place, because if you don't set it in place with any type of powder or translucent powder or just any type of powder in general, when you place eyeshadows on top of it, it will tug and it can get a little bit messy. So it's always super important to use any type of powder. It could be translucent, it could be a face powder, it could be eyeshadow powder, whatever, you know what I'm saying. So we're just gonna pat that on here very messily, nothing too precise. A transition shade is very important because you want to make sure you have everything blended together and it's gonna look all seamlessly at the end. The transition shade is super important in eyeshadow blending. I'm gonna use Orb, which is this color right here, this third shade in the palette. I'm going to place that right on my crease, and my crease is right here in this little socket area, so I'm going to place it right there. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing. Are we focused? We are focused. Alright. And I like to look down so I can see my entire lid space. I have my mirror right here in front of me. This is from Melt. And I'm going to do small little circular motions towards the inner tear duct of my eye. Going back and forth. You want to make sure you lift your eye when you're doing this, because if you're like this, it's you don't see what you're doing, where you're placing that product. So you want to make sure you're lifting up the little eyelid, you know what I'm saying? And we're just going to keep blending until it's like it's diffused on the outside. You can pick up more if you want. I like to. This is my second layer. And we're placing it that way. And placement of the brush, you want to have it straight like this. Blending not like this. If you like that, you're blending upwards. So I want to have it straight down towards you. And we're going to use In the Zone, which is this color right here. It's like in the little corner. I'm going to use a Luxie 229 tapered blending brush. This one I'm just going to pick up one little swoop of this. And we're going to place that right on the outer corner of the eye in patting motions in a little C form. Little C form. And I'm focusing this on the outer corner because I like to have it dark on the outer corner. Picking up some more, adding more color on this outer corner. Alright. Okay, now that I have that placed, I'm going to go back with my blending brush that we used in the beginning. And we're going to blend without any product. There's probably some from the other shade that we had, but that's okay. It's completely fine. And I'm going to use a very dark brown chocolate color called Muddy. This is it right here. Barely dipping my brush into it like that. And again, same idea, patting motions. This is going to give it some depth and give it that like little smoky effect, have a little bit of darkness on the outer corner. I deleted the picture. So sad. Please pick up as much as you want. You can make this look as dark as you want. Just be mindful of blending, just because sometimes if you don't blend enough, that's when you can have just like streaks of like color and it won't look as nice is the word. Alright. I'm actually going to go back with the Orb shade and blend a little bit more. No, In the Zone. I'm going to go with In the Zone, I'm sorry. And we're just going to keep blending this together. Use the shade Sizzle, which is this one right here. This one looks like that. It's like a nice orangey tan color with a little gold in it. And we're just going to pack this on that space. And I'm just fading it out into the outer corner. Use Brunette, this shade right here. It's a little bit on the warmer chocolate color. And again, patting that. And we're going to blend out the harsh edges over here. When I mean harsh edges is when you have like just a line of eyeshadow. You just want to make sure you blend it. That way it doesn't look harsh. So that's what this eye looks like. Off camera and finish this eye and I'll be right back. Now I did bring out my Tarte lip palette because I don't have a brow bone color in the Morphe palette. So if you have like a nice lighter skin, like a nice lighter cream color of a yellow undertone or something, you can use something like that. I'm going to use this shade called Flower Child. I'm going to pop that right on here, on the brow bone, and drag. Mascara. This is the Pure Fully Charged mascara. This mascara is so bomb. I'm using a light coat just because I am going to add eyelashes. So for concealer today, I like to use the Wet n Wild concealer. This is the Photo Focus in the shade Medium Tawny. I'm literally almost done. This has lasted me so much. I bought this back in January and it's probably expired, but it's still growing strong. And for foundation today, I'm going to mix two of them. I'm going to mix my Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation, which you can see I'm so happy I'm using this up. I don't know why. This is just so satisfying. I'm a weirdo like that. And I'm going to mix in the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. This is in the shade 108 Caramel Beige, and this is 3.4. So I'll mix them two together. This is like a dewy finish, natural radiant. This is completely matte. And together they last pretty well on the skin. I tried it out the other day and it is very good. Let's plop this on. Set my entire face with a BH Studio Pro powder. I'm trying to use this one up too. It's nearly at its end of days. And I'm going to use a Sephora brush in the shade number 55. And I'm going to press this onto the skin. I don't like rubbing it like that. I just press it in so that way we don't move the foundation, you know. Just seals it all in place. You don't have to do this. I do just because I am a little bit oily. But right now, because of the weather change, my skin has been a little bit more dry on like this area. And I don't like it. I think it's because of my age, to be completely honest, and the weather as well. Okay, I'm going to move on to highlighting my face. I like to highlight first because when you put everything else on top, it makes it look so much more seamlessly, in my personal opinion. I'm going to actually use the Anastasia Beverly Hills collab glow kit with Nicole Guierro, and I'm going to use the Glow Getter shade, which is this one right here. I'm also going to use that on the inner tear duct of my eye as well, because I did do that in my picture on my Instagram. I don't know, do you like having Instagram tutorials instead of YouTube videos? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'd like to know. I'm going to use this brush from Target, from the Up and Up brand. It's actually breaking. It's probably on its final days. I have no idea. We'll see. But I like to pat it into the skin. You can also, like, you know, swipe, but I like to pat it on the skin. And on the viewfinder, it doesn't look as chunky. It actually like melts in the skin. It is a little bit glittery. If you don't like an intense highlight, you would probably not like this. I'm going to bronze up my skin. I'm going to use the NYC Sunny Bronzer. I am so happy I finally hit pan on this. I'm going to actually use my NARS Bourdain palette, this one right here. And this blush brush that I have been recently using has been my jam. This is the Morphe M554 brush. It literally just like picks up really nicely. Super nice. I'm going to use the shade right here on the side. We're going to move on. Oh, these are Ardell lashes in the style 162, I think. They're like the double ones. I don't remember. I'll list them down below if I find them. But I just pop these bad girls on. And for the lower lash line, we're going to keep on with the eyes. We're going to use the All Day Everyday Matte Eyeliner in the shade Colombia. I'm going to put this on my waterline. Or actually on the lower lash line so I can smudge it out. Blend this out. And then I'm going to use the brush that we used earlier, the Luxie one. There's probably some product on here. I'm not going to add anything more. I'm just dragging, like blending out the lower lash line. Just so the bottom can look like the top, which sometimes we do tend to forget. Sometimes I do. I know that for sure. And then I actually use the Time Los Angeles Crimson Liquid Lipstick. You can use something of a brown shade, a gloss, a clear gloss, pink even, something neutral if you wanted to. Or if you want, you could do something like really, really dark. That would look really, really gorgeous with this color. But this is the one that I decided to use for this look and for the picture I had on my Instagram. I didn't exfoliate, I forgot. Oh. I'm going to actually set my entire face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This has been so bomb against my skin. If you have not tried this or like curious to try it, pick it up. Do yourself a favor. It's really, really good. The mist is so fine. Like, it just leaves a natural finish. It's amazing. It's like 15 bucks. That is the end of my makeup tutorial. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you on the next one. Toodles!